we bought a Tesla. We bought a 2016 Tesla P90D with I'm sorry, not Ludicrous. This version has Insanity and Insanity Plus. This thing is spec'd out. I mean, it has almost every option you can get. It's got the high fidelity sound, the smart air suspension, it's got the carbon fiber package, it's got the red brake calipers, it's got the carbon fiber spoiler, the whole interior is carbon fiber, Alcantara, it's got the glass roof, so it's got the panoramic sunroof that actually opens. A P90D is the best that I could find out here in Oklahoma City for a reasonable price. I'm going to show you around the car here in just a moment, but we bought this amazing P90D with 20,000 miles on it for 66 like 409 or 66 419, something like that, out the door. Yes, we still have the Corvette. I'll get into that too. Insanity Plus on this car is literally insane. Now, what's the difference between Insanity and Ludicrous? There's no difference. It's just the name that they called it on this. This is a 2016, okay? I think nowadays they call it Ludicrous and Ludicrous Plus. So the one of the things I wanted to talk about was the price, because there's going to be so many of you that are going to come on here and say, oh my God, Randy, you got ripped off. You got taken for a ride. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is my 2016 P90D spec'd out the way it currently is. Fair purchase price $76,580. Suggested retail $77,627. Private party $71,882. Trade-in value, trade-in $65,900. Remember, I bought it for $66,409. Now, if you swipe over here, this is like NADA. NADA says a clean trade-in on this car is $76,525. Clean trade-in is $79,550, and clean retail is $87,125. Remember, I bought this from a dealership. I bought this from Battison Honda. They were asking $70,000, which I felt was too much. And then I got them down to 66. I had to walk out the door, but we did eventually get them down to 66,409 or 66,419, whatever it was, out the door total for this car. I literally bought a spec'd out P90D for trade-in value, guys. For trade-in value. Let's not forget, I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe Oklahoma has a tax credit for purchasing electric vehicles. I also believe the federal government has a $7,500 tax credit for purchasing electric vehicles. I'm not 100% sure on either of those yet, but it's worth mentioning. If we can get an IRS tax credit, if we can get a state tax credit, we could be looking at around $10,000 less than what we actually paid for it, which would put us at like $56,000 out the door. Couple of interesting facts about this Tesla. Number one, the P90D, this particular model, is getting me about 245 miles to a charge. That charge takes around an hour-ish if you're running really low at a Tesla Supercharger. This car does have lifetime free supercharging, which is huge. You can go to any Tesla Supercharger anywhere, and this car will charge for free. Now, if you're just looking for a quick charge around, 40, 50%, you could be looking at 20 to 30 minutes at a Tesla Supercharger, and you get enough juice to get back on the road and go. This car has no oil. It doesn't require oil changes. It doesn't require brakes. Usually, you'll almost never have to worry about brakes because the car has regenerative braking. So you don't really need to worry about brakes either. No transmission flushes, no coolant flushes. This car requires no maintenance. The only things you'll be worried about on this car: windshield wipers, maybe an air filter occasionally for the HEPA system, and maybe occasionally a set of brake pads. It's rare that ever happens, but maybe. And definitely, you're going to need tires. Now, if you're looking at this car, anybody that knows Tesla, you're looking at this car and you're saying, wait a minute, you said that's a 2016. Why doesn't it have the 2017 Plus front end on it? I couldn't tell you. Apparently somebody upgraded that, so that's a hell of an upgrade for this car, and I guarantee it costs a hell of a lot of money. The only thing I'm not really enjoying about this car is the rims. I think it needs gloss black rims, and I think that will set it up. I'm not doing the 21s. The 21s are notorious for breaking, for cracking, and the tires wear down quickly on those. We're going to stick with 19s. I'm going to do the 19, I think they're like turbine style 19-inch rims. Gloss black, I'm going to go with those. Like I said, panoramic sunroof. This does have autopilot. Yes, autopilot, meaning it does drive itself. We stole this car. I can't recommend Addict and Honda enough, man. And no, they didn't let me steal it because I promised to shout them out. I never agreed to that. No sponsorship here, guys. None at all. It's just they were asking 70. Reluctantly, I got them down to 66, and we walked out the door. Show you the back here. If there is wind noise, I apologize. And I know there's going to be some people that say, this isn't your car, Randy. Well, it is. Addict and Honda. Here's the date. I don't know what date this video is going to air. And down here somewhere will be my name. Randy Shear. Right there. See that? Can you see it? Shear. Tesla. Model S. All right. This is mine. Now let's open this. Looks just like a Tesla. This folds back. This came with these expensive rubber mats. These are not cheap. One thing to know about Tesla is nothing on a Tesla is going to be cheap. Keep that in mind. The color is phenomenal. I don't know exactly what color this is. I didn't care for the obsidian black. This was really the only color that stood out to me, and I was like, I gotta have that color. That color is it, man. I love it, and I think with gloss black rims, which I can find online used for like $1,500, $1,300. Look at this carbon fiber, guys. Look at that. It is a stunning car. So the downsides to buying a used Tesla, honestly, I can't think of any, to be quite honest with you. There may be a few scratches on the interior, you know, a few little scuffs here and there. In fact, I think most of this is just dirty. It just needs to be cleaned a little bit. There's a tiny scuff here. There'll be a little wear on the seats. That's about it. But when you consider one of these new is going to run you $130,000, or you can buy one of these used, you know, a few years old with 20,000 miles, still under warranty, and you can get it for 66. I'll take this for 66 over a brand new one for 130 all day. Look at this Alcantara dash. Look at that. It's beautiful. Same thing up here. You got your panoramic sunroof that opens, right? Freaking awesome. Everything is done from the touchscreen. Very intuitive. You go over here and you go to driving, and you've got your Insane Plus. Not to worry, we will try out Insanity Plus a little later on in the video. Sport, standard, regenerative braking, autopilot. As we see, it does have autopilot, does have summon. You can customize that, but I don't have the app yet. I've got to wait till I get the title. Once the title comes in, I have to send that to Tesla, and then Tesla will let me set everything up from my phone. And your phone is really the key to having this car. Still has the other person's name on it, Bronson. We're going to have to get rid of that too. But there it is. There she is, guys. The P90D. So a lot of people buy these Teslas and they put them in the garage, kind of like Corvettes. They just shove them in a garage and they leave them sit. Not me. I am determined we're gonna do something with this car. There's not much you can do for modding it. In fact, there's really nothing that you can do for modding it. It does 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. Does that qualify as a supercar? Like, to me, that qualifies as a supercar. I've watched this thing beat GTRs, Lamborghinis. It will crush Hellcats. I mean, all day, every day at the track, there's no competition. Now, I will be the first to admit that's not really fair, because this car works on a completely different mechanical level than gasoline engines, with transmissions, with rear differentials, with drive shafts, with axles. It's not a fair comparison, so I'm not going to go there. But I will say, 0 to 60, this car will crush almost anything on the street. That is insane. And the fact that they called it Insanity Plus, I kind of love it. That's kind of cool. Now, as I said, it's not fair, and I will also be the first to admit, on the top end, all of these amazing gas-guzzling cars are going to kill the Tesla. The Tesla is great at low end. Once you get up to around 110 or so, don't ask me how I know, but once you get up to around 110 or so, that is when these other amazing cars, I'm not a tree hugger, I'm not an EV guy, okay? That's not me. I love all cars, and I love this one for its own reasons as well. The gasoline cars are going to slaughter this once you get into the top end because they have high horsepower. This thing has insane torque. It's somewhere around 768 pound-feet of torque, all-wheel drive. All you have to do is hit Insanity Plus, hold the steering wheel very tightly, hit the gas, and all the blood will rush to your head, and you will feel like you've probably never felt before. It is truly an experience. So, on the low end, which to me is what's important, if you've got a Racer next to you, or you got a Challenger or a Charger or a Corvette, whatever, yes, this will stomp Z06s too, you can sit there quietly, and all you have to do is hit the accelerator pedal, and this car will crush it. Unless you're out on the highway trying to do 150 miles an hour. This car tops out at 155. So for me, this is the most fun in any car that you could ever have going the speed limit. From stoplight to 40, from stoplight to 45, from 20 to 45, from 45 to 70 getting on the interstate. You will never, I shouldn't say that, but I don't believe you would ever have more fun in any car than you would have in one of these going the speed limit. It is insane. And AutoPilot is so much fun to use. It's such an enjoyable experience. And for $66,000, you're talking about right at the price of my Corvette. My brand new Corvette was $60,000. This is $66,000. And it is so much faster, so much torquier, and more practical. I think that's the big deal. Sorry, the big deal. You've got room for 5 people in here, and all of their stuff in the back trunk, and all of their stuff in the front trunk. You don't have to have one person sitting next to you and take each of your friends on a ride. You can throw them all in the back right next to you, and you can show them Insanity Plus, and you can rip the streets up with this thing and have a great time. To me, that makes this the perfect car. But then you're going to get all those people saying, but you can't drive it, Randy. You can't drive it. You're not going to be able to go anywhere in it. You can't take road trips. Yes, you can. And I'm going to be showing you in the near future. I'm going to put miles on this car. I am going to show you what it's like to daily drive a Tesla, for better or worse. I have no interest either way. I'm unbiased. It doesn't matter to me if this car becomes a huge pain in the ass and I'm like, I can't do it, I got to get rid of it. I'm going to tell you. Or I'm going to be like, you could absolutely daily drive this anywhere you want to. It's free and it's great. Doesn't matter to me. But I am going to share my honest opinion, my experience with the Tesla with all of you guys throughout my entire time of ownership. As you can tell, it's a little windy today. If there's wind noise, please forgive me. I do apologize. Now, I have already been looking. There are Tesla Superchargers everywhere. And this car will automatically direct you. It knows how much battery you have. It knows how far you're going to get on that battery. So it will predict for you and select supercharging stations that you need to stop at. Now, what's great about the supercharging, for this car at least, it's totally free. What is the biggest cost associated with owning a car? Maintenance and gasoline, right? Okay, there's no maintenance. You don't need to go in for your oil changes, coolant flushes, tranny flushes. You ain't got to worry about it. Nope, that doesn't happen. Gasoline, you don't need it. Okay, if you use superchargers the majority of the time, your gasoline for this car is free. So imagine never having to pay for gas and never having to pay for maintenance. All you have to do is make your car payment and drive. That is what totally sold me on this car. So here in the near future, we're going to attempt to make a fairly long trip in this car. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little scary because I've never done it before. And I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go down. But I think it's going to be great. And a lot of the superchargers are placed in areas that you're going to want to be in. There's going to be coffee, there's going to be Wi-Fi, you're going to have hot spots. All that kind of stuff is usually right there where the supercharger is at. So you can leave your car plugged in, let it fuel up, enjoy something to eat, walk around, whatever. How can you beat free? Next, a lot of you are going to want to know about the Corvette. Yes, I still have the Corvette. No, they have not taken it back. I can't talk much more about it than that, other than it is sitting on the dealer's lot because it is not right. It is not okay. It is not done. I do not feel safe in that car, period now. And until this whole legal situation gets figured out, I still have to pay for the Corvette. So I'm still making the monthly payments, I'm still paying for full coverage insurance, and it is literally sitting at the dealer's lot. So that's all I can say about that. Yes, I still have the Vette. Yes, we're fighting to get rid of it. So it is what it is. I needed something to replace the Vette, and I wanted to make it very clear to you that I fully intend on using this car as the replacement for my daily driver for the Corvette. We'll see what happens, but right now we're going to attempt to take it on a bit of a drive. I'm going to pull up the charging app for you here, and I'm going to show you where we're at. So according to the screen, we have approximately 199 miles that we can drive. As you can see right here, it says the same thing on the screen. To make the car go, you simply put your foot on the brake, you don't turn it on, you put it down and drive. That's literally it. At this point, it will drive just fine on its own. And all you'll hear is that slight whine from the dual motors running the four wheels. It's a phenomenal car, and we've got 199 miles to go. I need to drive down to AAR HQ, and I need to pick up some papers that I've got down there. That's going to be about 60 miles. I need to come back. That's going to be another 60 miles. So that'll be 120 of our 200 miles. So that's going to put this thing real close to where it's going to need charge. So then we'll have to come back and take it to a supercharger, and I will show you guys how the supercharger works. So let's get off our butts and get moving. But before we go, what say we start up the Dodge Charger, the police car that's going to be up for sale soon. We got the exhaust done. It is straight piped now, all the way from the catalytic converters back. So here are our new exhaust tips down here. Dual chrome pipes, and I know you're thinking those pipes probably don't look quite right. Wait till the car has its new paint job, and I think you're really going to like it. So let's start this thing up and see what she sounds like from a cold start. So we're about to head out, and I wanted to show you all of this. All right, we've zeroed everything out for the current trip, trip A, trip B. Everything is wiped out. 22,180 miles. It is 4:04 p.m. We have a 199 mile range. Let's get down to AAR HQ and see where everything is sitting when we get there. So before we get all the way down to AAR HQ, I decided to show you guys that this car does have functioning autopilot. You see up there where it says 77 miles an hour. Look, the car is turning itself. I'll turn the turn signal off, and as you can see, no hands, right? There it is. It is literally driving itself. And rarely will it need any input from me at all. But it will occasionally come back on and tell you that you got to put your hand on the wheel and you got to give it a little bit of a tug so you can't fool. You'll see it's slowing down now. That's the adaptive right there. Apply slight turning. So you apply slight force like that and it goes back to where it is. It's slowing down now because there is traffic in front of us, and that is your adaptive cruise control working. Now, I would not recommend driving for any real length of time with your hand off the wheel. What I like to do is I like to put my hand on the wheel down here. That way my hand is there if I need to make an emergency decision because the car can't decide for itself correctly. I like to have my hand right here. Obviously, I'm going to have to pass because this semi is going extremely slow, and now I've got cars going around me that I just got through passing. But it works great. I didn't think I would use AutoPilot very much. That was not something that was a real deal breaker for me when it came to buying a Tesla. Boy, look how close. He just crossed the damn line on me. Nice. Pick a lane. But AutoPilot was not a deal breaker for me. I wasn't really overly concerned with whether the car had it or not. But the fact that this car does have it and that I am able to utilize it, it gives you the opportunity to really think about things if you've got a lot on your mind. Granted, you still need to focus on the road as well, but the car can handle most of it. If you've got your hand on standby and you got your feet down here at the pedals ready to go, you can see I've got mine right in between the brake and the gas pedal. I'm ready if something comes up, but it gives me time to kind of let the car take over the majority of the thinking for me as far as driving is concerned, and I can focus my mind on other more...
In 1 mile,
thank you.
exit 181 on the right onto US 270, Oklahoma 3W towards Stillwater, Perkins.
Thank you. I don't know what to name you. I decided we're not naming this one Dolores because apparently Dolores in Spanish means mother of sorrows, which now I understand why Rich Rebuilds named his Tesla Dolores. There was a purpose behind it. So anyway, I've been using AutoPilot a lot, and it really gives me time to think about things that I really want to be focusing on other than driving, but without taking my mind completely off of the road. So we have made it to AAR headquarters. And as you can see, we have 126 miles left over here. I'll get you a little closer here, and we will go to, what is it? Charging? There you go. 126 miles. So it looks like we're at about 50%. So this should be really, really interesting. We can go back to the car here, and I believe we can go to trips, and it will show you that current trip has been 65.6 miles. We drove for 1 hour and 12 minutes because I got lost. Average energy is 322, I don't know what WH per mile means. Watt hours, I'm guessing. So 322 watt hours per hour. So now all we got to do is get out, take care of some stuff here, and head back and see if we make it back to the city. This will be our first time really, really pushing it. But before we head back to the city, I want to give a big shout out to Alec from the Ellettsville Police Department for sending me this. This is really freaking cool, man. Thank you so much. Look at the detail on that. Indiana, my old home. I used to live in Terre Haute, Indiana. Not only did Alex send me that, but he also sent me this really cool token right here. I'm going to leave it in its case. I'm not going to take it out, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And it's two-sided. How about that? This is one of the coolest things I've ever gotten. So thank you so much, Alec. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate it so much, I decided, you know what? What video do I want to shout this out in? Do I want to put this in? It's got to be the Tesla video, man. Got to be the Tesla video. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Thank you to your whole police department. I truly do appreciate and respect all police officers for doing what they do, putting their lives in jeopardy every day to protect the public. But real quick, I got to... Before we go, I saw everything on the screen is touchable, right? And I'm like, I wonder what happens if you push the Tesla. So I pushed it, and it's like, all right, it gives you a bunch of information on your car. And then this thing popped up, and I was like, what the hell is this? So we pushed whoopee cushion, and it's fart on demand. So listen to this. Let's make Jessica fart. We'll make Nick fart. Sounds so real. Oh my god. Let's turn it off, man. Fart on turn signal. And you can select your farts. Short ripper, falcon, heavy, ludicrous. Okay. We're done. Let's get back to the city. And now we pushed Santa Claus, and we have a Santa Claus on the dashboard. So we're on our way. Look at this beautiful sky, man. Beautiful Oklahoma sky. If we have to move, I will miss that. But it says we're going to arrive with 17% charge remaining. So we're going to push this thing to its freaking limits. So we made it to the Tesla Supercharger with 51 miles left. I don't know how well that comes out on the screen, but 51 miles left. In fact, it was doing it did do very, very well. I'm going to pull up the charging here, and as you can see, 51 miles is where it was left out. I'm going to increase this limit back to 100%. Set limit. Yeah, we're going to done, because today we really needed 100%. This thing was phenomenal, man. And let's see our trips here. All right, let's go to trip and let's take a look. Current trip was 71.1 miles, 1 hour 7 minutes, 302 watt hours per mile. I'm guessing that's what that is. You guys will have to correct me below. I'm probably wrong. But since the last charge, we've driven 179 miles, and total energy use 56.4 kilowatt hours, average energy 315 watt hours per mile. There you go, 22,317 miles, and the time, just so you can see, we're not BSing you, it's 7:08 p.m. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get out and I'm going to show you how to use the Supercharger. We're going to see what time it is, and then we're going to come back and see where it's at and look at the time again. So with the Supercharger, you just walk up to any Tesla Supercharger. It's like a gas plug or, you know, a gas pump. You walk up to your car, there's a button right here, right? You push the button and it opens the charging port. When it turns white, it's ready to stick it in. Blue is communicating and green is charging. Give it just a minute. Once it's done communicating, it'll turn green, and then we can go in the car and it'll give us an estimated time till it's fully charged. Come on, Tesla. There we go. There we go. All right, so she should be charging now, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's very empty, it's flashing very quickly. As the battery gets full, it will start flashing slowly. So let's take a look inside and see what it says. We are charging at, what, like probably 250 miles an hour, which is insanely fast. Time remaining to fully charging from 20%, 1 hour and 5 minutes. So that's not bad. We're actually charging right now at 335 miles per hour, meaning every hour it's getting 335 miles of range, charging at 104 kilowatts. And that's probably going to be where it maxes out right there, about 335. Now, I know you're thinking 335 in an hour, it should be full in an hour, but it's not, because as the battery gets fuller, it starts getting hot. So it has to slow down the charge, and these numbers will drastically drop as it gets full. That's why you're good to keep it around 80%, let it charge up, and then just drive. Charging it to the full mark every single time is actually bad for the battery. It comes on screen and it tells you, unless you're going to be really using the car and driving the battery down, you really want to keep it around 75 or 80%. So let's see, we've got about an hour and 5 minutes. It's 7:10, so around 8:10, 8:15, this thing should be pretty much charged, and we should be good to get back on the road and try out Insanity Plus mode. So here's where things do get kind of interesting. I want to show you, it is 8:09 p.m. Hopefully you can see that. And we are almost fully supercharged. As you can see, this thing is almost fully charged. We have a range currently of 236 miles. This thing gets about 250 miles. And as you can see, 57 miles an hour. And it says now there's an hour remaining. All right, this is perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with it. As I said earlier, when the battery starts filling up and warming up, it slows the charge down. Completely normal. But we are 5 minutes before it said it would be done. And truthfully, we're like just a few miles away from being completely charged. So I'm going to say it's very accurate. It did exactly what it would say within the time it said it was going to do. We've been inside, we grabbed a bite to eat, did a little walking around, come back, push the button. When it turns white, you can pull it out, hang it up, just like a gas pump, just like that. There you go. And see, the charge port just closed itself. And we're back on the road, guys. How can you beat free, I don't want to call it gasoline, but it's, how do you beat free energy? Free fuel. You could drive for free. This thing is freaking phenomenal. Now, I guess to conclude the video, we're going to have to do some insanity pulls. So let's get into the car menu. Let's go to driving. Let's go to Insane Plus. And it's going to say, are you sure? I think you got to hold it or something, or maybe you just tap it. Select max battery power to condition your batteries to a high temperature where it has low impedance. Best for short-term acceleration and performance. The trade-off is power boost is extra energy consumption, earlier power fade on long and aggressive drives. So there you go. Okay, is it on? No, it's on Insane. It needs to be on Insane Plus. I think it takes a few minutes, so I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then we'll come back. All right, guys. 0 to 60. Are you ready? This is literally on Insane Plus. Here we go. Oh man, what do you think we should? I'm telling you, man, it shoves your heart back in your chest. Like you really have to be in the car to understand what it feels like. It is insanity. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. And there you have it. Oh, you'll probably have to sit there with your get your iPhone out, pull up the stopwatch or your Android, whatever. Pull out the stopwatch on it, and as soon as you see that sucker go, you tell me what time you got, because it's supposed to do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. So I guess we've covered everything I wanted to cover in today's video, and it literally took half the day to get it all done. But thankfully it's finished. The check did come in for the Lincoln, which means it was a serious offer, and I'm going to have to drive the Lincoln down to the gentleman in Texas so him and his wife can enjoy that car. I'm looking forward to that. I could use a little bit of a road trip. Stay tuned for the vet updates. If there are any in the near future, I'll be sure to give you those. Comment below. Tell me what you think of the Tesla, the P90D 2016. I think we stole that car, guys. We got it for trade-in value. Trade-in value. And with that credit, if I can get those credits, federal tax credit of like $7,500, and I don't know what the state tax credit is, but wow, we may have scored way bigger than I currently think. I'll keep you updated on that. First mod to the Tesla coming soon. Stay tuned for that, because yes, we are going to mod it, and I've already picked out the first mod. I bet you can guess what it is down below in the comment section. Go right on ahead. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Auto Auction Rebuilds. There's a little join button down there for $2.99 a month, I think it is. I totally forgot what it was now. You can join the members club where you get special little badges, little icons next to your name, special emojis, and I will do at least one exclusive live stream a month for those members. For the rest of you, you don't need a membership to see my videos. I'm never going to have it to where my channel is member-based only. I would never do that. I've always been here for the general public, and I always will be. It's just for those of you that want to help support the channel, and right now, with the whole thing I have to move, I could definitely use the additional support. So I appreciate all of you for watching. The members, the people that aren't members, I still appreciate every one of you for watching. Thank you so much, and wish me luck. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody, and I will catch you very soon in the next one.